Elizabeth Olsen never met this Doctor Strange co-star. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was packed with some major cameos, including that of John Krasinski, who was introduced as Mr. Fantastic, aka Reed Richards from the Illuminati. However, it turns out Scarlet Witch Elizabeth Olsen hasn't met Krasinski yet, and she's made her disappointment known. Stay tuned and watch as we take a look at some crazy behind-the-scenes moments from the film shooting. So, as we mentioned, Elizabeth Olsen claimed that she's never met John Krasinski, even though the pair star together in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The actress who portrays Scarlet Witch or Wanda Maximoff alongside Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch in the movie, was responding to questions about Krasinski when she said that she has only ever met his wife, Emily Blunt. In a fun interview with Vanity when she had to take a lie detector test, Olsen was asked whether she thinks that Krasinski is the smartest man alive, to which she replied, "No, I don't know him though." Olsen's response surprised the interviewer, who put it to her that Krasinski is one of her co-stars. In the film, another version of the Avenger is introduced, known as the Illuminati, and Krasinski is introduced as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four fame. Funnily enough, Olsen's comment that she's yet to meet Krasinski came out as truthful on the lie detector. Now, there's a reason why Olsen hadn't met Krasinski despite working with him. As pointed out by IndieWire, the Illuminati were a late additions to the film, and Krasinski filmed his scenes in a series of reshoots that Olsen wasn't privy to. Olsen said recently that she got frustrated with the MCU after losing roles that she was more interested in. The actress opened up about her commitment to Marvel, saying it made her sacrifice other roles. She said, "It took me away from the physical ability to do certain jobs that I thought were more aligned and things I enjoyed as an audience member," Olsen told the New York Times. "And this is me being the most honest." Now, in the movie, Wanda Maximoff has some very specific power, and those powers comes from one of two places, her mind and her hands. Elizabeth Olsen has been playing Wanda since her MCU debut in Avengers: The Age of Ultron in 2015, and it turns out she has worked with the same hand choreographer since then. "Benedict and I both work with the different choreographers," Olsen said on the Kelly Clarkson show. "I work with someone who is a professional dancer as my choreographer, and she's fabulous. From 8 years ago, starting from the first film I did." Aside from her best acting roles, Olsen also said, Olsen also has a dancing background, and that certainly helped her develop Scarlet Witch hands movement. Now, Doctor Strange 2 was directed by Evil Dead franchise directors Sam Raimi, and Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige revealed that it almost didn't happen. Sam and Kevin have been friends for a long time, and Feige initially thought there was no way he would agree to direct a Marvel film. Feige told Empire magazine, "Our executive producer Eric Carroll and Richie Palmer were calling out to see who was interested, and Sam's agent said, 'What about Sam Raimi?' We thought that would be incredible, but there's no chance of that. But he wanted to come in and meet. And in the first meeting, it was amazing to reconnect with him and see his enthusiasms to jump back into this world. Even though Raimi hasn't directed a superhero movie since 2007, he was very excited to revisit directing that type of film on a completely different level. And there is more. Even though Sam Raimi has 3 superhero films in his filmography, he's been out of the superhero movie-making game for almost 20 years. Even though the Marvel movies are some of the most famous, highest-grossing, most popular movies in the world, Raimi had only seen before he signed on to direct Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. He told Fandango, "I had seen Iron Man, the first Avengers, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange, and little clips from the other movies. I've only really seen 4 or 5. Raimi went on to say that he is a huge fan of Marvel Comics, so he is very familiar with the characters and their stories, but he still had only seen a few of the movies." And what about Benedict Cumberbatch? Even though he plays Doctor Strange, he isn't exactly the central star of the movie, sharing the screen with the Scarlet Witch, America Chavez, and other surprise characters. Cumberbatch knew from the beginning that he wasn't going to be the main focus of his own movie. This is a very crowded marquee with a lot of characters and a lot of plot. A lot of story, especially because we properly explore the multiverse in this one, Cumberbatch told the Washington Post. The complexities and layers of that mean yes, it's a standalone feature with my character's name in the title, but it's not all about him. It's certainly true that Doctor Strange is probably the character that has drawn the least amount of attentions ahead of the film coming out, and it's funny that Cumberbatch was fully aware that it was going to happen. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed this one, thank you for watching.